today. So let's check out what you guys are up to and wait for people to kind of come online and chat about it. But I'm going to talk about the job market, and it is brutal. There has been no job creation, and so waiting for a few guys to come in. So see what happens. So where are you guys coming from? What is up? Let's see. Let's say hi, everybody. What's going on? Look at that. What's going on? I've seen some car market data, and we are most definitely in one. I know. I know. It's not even. It's like not even pretty. That's why I was just like, gotta get your money right. You gotta save up. You gotta do all kinds of stuff now. So I looked at November's private payroll unexpectedly fell by 32,000, led by steep small business job cuts. So small businesses is brutal. It is so hard to stay afloat when you're a small business. Where did you read that one? About the car market data. Where did you read that? Yeah, thanks for the like. Thanks for the likes. Yeah, it's crazy. Really, really nuts when you look at how many people are really, really hurting, really hurting. So, but then again, other people have opportunities, and so job losses last month for less, uh, because job losses. Yep, the last month's mixed signals. Yeah, I'm telling you, the numbers, not good. That's why you gotta figure out in your area, in your field, see what's going on, and then make adjustments. See if you can invest, because I do think somebody else was like the other day said, stocks. Since the rich own all like 90% of the stock, it's gonna keep going up and up and up. And so I see more immigrants spending than Americans. Yeah, yeah. That's why I say, when you go to the malls, when you go to like all these type of malls, they're all just having bags, and then all of a sudden you see them like at the return aisle again. So it's like, okay, who's really buying? Just because you see Americans at the mall with bags and everything doesn't mean that they're keeping it. But going to it until next year. Smart. Greetings from snowy central New York. Oh my gosh, yeah, I couldn't do that. I could 200% not do that. I'm heading to Park City coming up here, but besides that, you're gonna see some videos coming from there. But yeah, that's why I always tell all my viewers, you gotta get some money aside, because if somebody fails, there's an opportunity to buy, and then once you buy, you can then ride the wave up and make a fortune. This is just the beginning, it will get worse. Yeah, depending on what field you're in, like it's so area dependent. Like it's not that every place is gonna be impacted the same. So some areas gonna be impacted more, some areas less. And that's why I say, you gotta talk to people, watch videos, watch my videos, watch the news, blend it all together, and take out what's affecting you. And in your field, no one knows what's going on with Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin has been on this funky ride. Let's see, how much is it? Bitcoin price, yeah, 92. It came up again from 84,000. So, people that are invested, it's a ride. It's for sure ride. But if you were invested into these altcoins, that's way worse. These altcoins, man, I got hammered on these ones. I remember when what was it, Chronos, the token, what was that one? Oh yeah, crypto.com. Man, I had their Visa card, and man, they had some insane benefits, and so I was like making money every day. And then all of a sudden they bought name rights, their credit card or their debit card stopped being lucrative, and so I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. Kind of cashed out and was just like, let somebody else do it. And yeah, down the South Coast, living a lot better than in most states. Down south, where's down south though? Where's that at? So what I love is, so I lived in France, I lived in Switzerland, I lived in Florida, Orlando, I lived in Fort Myers, I lived off of Del Prado in Cape Coral, I lived in West, what is it, in Orlando, what's that, Metro West area, I lived in Las Vegas, and I lived in the Bay Area, I lived in Almaden and Santa Cruz. And the best place I've ever lived at from all of these places is for sure Las Vegas. I am like so in love. It's like Las Vegas is like everybody's a transplant. Like everybody came from everywhere, and so it's like really nice because most people didn't grow up here. And so I feel like it's America in America, and people are so nice. And in Santa Cruz, people have been there for generations. Their parents been there, and so it was hard to do. And same with Florida. Florida people's been there for years. And so North Carolina, I've never been to North Carolina, unfortunately, but hear great things about it. Yeah, yeah. So what else is going on? What kind of stuff you got going on? Are you optimistic about the future of the United States? I'm not so. I think so. When people ask me if I'm optimistic, I think I am because it always corrects. Like when I look back from the Bush era to Obama, there was a referendum from Bush to Obama. Then from Obama to Trump was a referendum, and so we're gonna see the next time who's going to be a referendum on Trump. So the first time around it was Biden. They wanted somebody more stable. They wanted somebody less in the news. And now we're going to see who's going to be a referendum on the next president. So I think I never bet against America because it's like there's so many possibilities, and it's there's like they can literally fix it, but it's greed that stops it. Like I read all you guys' comments, and some of them are so good. And it's like, yes, in theory, um, whatever most of you guys would talk about would work out, like in real life. But then greed comes to play, lobbyists come to play, agendas come to play, and then all of a sudden it gets ruined. So what works on paper does never ever work on what isn't, like in real life. So this is why I'm like, yeah, and that's kind of why I stay away from politics, because they're good ideas. There's a lot of good ideas out there, but as at least to my knowledge, it's so hard to then take the greed and everything else out of it. Subbed a while back. Appreciate your channel. I really appreciate you tuning in and commenting. I really appreciate that. That the politicians announced that officially. I thought the government was propping, GDP. They're not even coming out with that. They're not even going to come out till the next Fed meeting. So, yeah. So that's going to be really, really interesting. And the midterms will be interesting. Probably going to go into the Democrat. I saw the special election 2 days ago, and it went to Republicans. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And I think what Americans need to do is they need to find a way how they can get away from just two parties and elect candidates that will help their area. Because it's crazy when you think about, like, oh, we're just gonna vote red or red or blue, and then you go down the road and it's always like the same issues just every few years. So it's time for people to kind of figure out, what are these candidates about? No, you messed with us, and we're not gonna, you hurt our area, and you voted against us, so you're out. We're gonna do it. Okay, your title said we're in a recession. You mean Main Street? Yeah, normal folks, of course, normal folks. Like if you're in the top 5%, they're not. Even if they're in a recession, you got so much money stacked aside. What does it matter? Like if you have so much, if you have $2 million in stocks, and even if it dips 20%, you don't have to sell all that. What do you care? You know? Would you recommend using VA home loans? If so, would it still be advised to put 20% down? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, use a VA loan. Yeah. But what you got to do is, what's more important than a VA home loan is that you find a deal. And now you just gotta find a realtor that doesn't just blow smoke, and actually can get you something, like that can go out, and you're seeing where the market's going. If the market's going like this, and so values were up here, now they're going down, you want to buy up here, you need to calculate in the constant going down. So you need to write an offer down there just to make sure that your downside is covered. You cannot just say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just, pay fair market value of today. No, be smart and say if these home prices still come down, I don't want to be stuck in it and have all that. Yeah, so that's what you got to do. Well, Trump is trying to give $2,000 in terrorist money and some Obamacare money. They say, yeah, that's never gonna happen. That's what they always say. They always say, oh, we're gonna do stimulus checks, trying to prop up the midterms and trying to figure something out. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Because where's that money gonna come from? Where's the money gonna come from? From tariffs that they're in the court systems that they're trying to. Some judges say it's illegal. Some of them say it's okay. I think it went all the way up to the Supreme Court. So I really doubt it. I really really doubt it that they're gonna come out and just say, you know what, we're just gonna give every American $2,000 in tariffs and money. And we saw that during COVID, where there was so much free money around, it's gonna prop up inflation like crazy. Hello, hello from Fontana, California, and hello. How are you guys doing? Yeah, that's really nice. Where's Fontana, California? Where's that at? I've never heard of that one. Fontana, California. Oh, San Bernardino. I like it. I like it. I love your content. Thank you. Thank you. I love that you're commenting and being part of the journey. From Massachusetts. Love it. Love it. They have to spend it, court ruling. They have to spend it. Yeah, court rulings, if you don't listen to the law, what are they going to do about it? Here we go. Oh, snap. What's going on? Grüezi. What's going on? How do you know? Swiss German, I believe. Yeah, near Riverside. Man, the first time I went to LA, I was like, it's such a nice place. Like, I haven't been there in years now, but man, if they could clean it up, like, get somebody in there with no corruption, man, LA be the place to be. Like, it would just take away, the crazy politics and, the homelessness. Man, that'd be the place to be. And so, I'm somewhat jealous of the older generation that experienced like LA at its prime. Man, that would have been some time. Not that would have been amazing. So no, what's going on? Not much, just hanging out and chatting with you guys and just hanging out. LA is ridiculously expensive. It sure is. It sure is. They always say, it's expensive for a reason. It's because it's people want to live there. It's economy. So yeah, I studied some German and had plans to move to Switzerland. Great. Granted, I was only looking at the French part, but I learned how much more expensive it is than the US. Yeah, Switzerland's really expensive. Really, really expensive. And yeah, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? What is left for humans now is we pay our bills, and it's still a big thing. Yeah, ageism is still a big problem. Yep. Yep. Why are you facing that in the job market right now? Is that Rika and Ali? How's life being a new parent treating you? It's amazing. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm on duty. But the man is out. Oh, man is out. So he's just sleeping. Just kind of sleeping. He was on his nap. Ali went out. I was like, let me jump on live while I'm kind of watching little man sleep. Yeah, so cute. It's funny. I had this exact conversation. How that was going with a psychiatrist in my comments section today. Absolutely crazy. Who watches my stuff and what relates to some people. It's absolutely crazy. So when you're looking at it, I don't know where to call. Oh yeah, I'm a psychiatrist, and yeah, you're one. Yeah, yeah. So they were basically talking about most are paying rent, buying essentials with credit cards, and many are even months behind. I don't see the system can hold together much longer, no matter how much effort you put into it. And so for my viewers, I'm always saying that you have to have a plan. You gotta chase your dream. You gotta figure something out. Like most people have, like when you're a child and you ask people like, what do you want to do, or what do you want to do when you grow up? You gotta figure out what you want to do. And for me, it was like, man, I always wanted family. I always wanted to travel the world. And then all of a sudden, you have to get there and you have to back engineer. So when you're trying to go up here, and then you just have to kind of backwards track it. And one of the easiest ways to do that is you transition your job into a career. And the beautiful thing is, and this is just not rocket science. So what you can do is you can see, okay, I'm a technician one, and you can look at that company when they post a technician two job. You can see what the requirements are. So start working on this and start trying to participate in these projects. So then you're ready for that technician two job. That I can't talk anymore. Okay. Here's adorable. He looks like you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Cutting military spending with 500 million is a good start. I would agree. We should stop going to war and just keep messing with other people and blowing up boats and keep doing that. It's done. We need to focus on our own people. Focus on the people that have no houses, yeah, we need to stop going abroad and doing crazy stuff. Yeah. We've been in a recession since 2021. Yeah, that's where it started, depending on the area you're in. Yep. It's either finding a job, and my French wasn't the best. Okay, so you're trying to live in Switzerland, and I've been looking to another country to relocate. Man, I can't speak today. Yeah, that's a great plan. I always encourage people to move abroad and see how it goes. So, hello from Mexico. Man, where from Mexico are you from? I love Mexico. I've been to Cabo. I've been to Puerto Vallarta. I've been to Punta Mita. I love it. I love the cultures. Oh, I've been to Mexicali. You guys have some of the greatest people. Should I sell my Bitcoin? Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell anything right now. Keep holding. I'm from Ireland, sending support. Thank you. Thank you. Europeans, I love it. Yes, funny. What countries are you looking at potential expat? For me or somebody else? Yeah, what he's looking at? Yeah, that's a good question. Mostly South American, but I have considered Cyprus. Yeah. You gotta find out what you truly like. When I relocated, I tried to figure out, where do you want to go? What's important to you? Is family culture? Is weather? Is freedom, less regulation? Yeah, I can't talk today. And then you kind of figure out where do you want to go, and go visit and see if this is it. Having a child is a blessing. Born and raised here in LA, 63 years. Yup. Yeah, I tell you, like this, like if I now I live, like I've lived all over the world, and I traveled to Asia, everywhere. If I could pick like three cities, it would be Las Vegas, Phoenix, or Los Angeles, or San Diego. San Diego, LA area, somewhere like that. I'm here in Cuerna. Yeah. Mexico, about an hour south of Mexico City. Yeah. Yeah, that's gorgeous area. So since the government is now finally saying we're officially in the recession, doesn't that mean we're headed to depression? I don't think so. This can all change. Like when you're looking at depression, it's always skill based. Like if you're when I make content and I say stuff like, hey, we're heading into a recession. A recession is like a broad term for people. That doesn't mean that you and your household need to be in it. So you and your household could be going up like crazy and you can make hella money. But in order to do that, you have to position yourself right. It's like if you're gonna go out drinking, so it's Friday night, you're going out drinking, partying, gonna go crazy, hungover, you're gonna do all kinds of stuff, right? But then Saturday morning you have this very important exam that you should be ready for, but you did all this pre-crazy stuff the night before. It's not gonna work out very well for you. And so this is why I tell my people, hey, if a recession's coming, get your act right. start making these connections, because I've talked to business owners and they said, hey, what should I do? And I said, stack cash. If your competitor across the street's going to go out of business, wait 6 months. If nobody gobbles it up, you expand your business over there, but you need mucho dinero, right? Haven't have rented a 2-bedroom furnished apartment for about $400 a month for the past 13 years. Yeah, keep that going. Whatever you're doing, it's working out. I love your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that you guys are supporting me. Here we go. Gas has been $4 to $5 a gallon in SoCal. There is no relief at the pump. Yeah, that's a tax. That is a tax on, yeah, you doing it. And that's why I said you gotta see if you can get an EV. See if you can figure out, is it worth me changing, get an EV lease, with a tax credit or something, and see how you can do it, and figure out, hey, if I can get that car, I don't have to pay for gas and charge off peak times. 4:30, 77 degrees and sunny. I love that. Yeah. It makes lots of money during recessions too. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. You gotta make the right fit for your family. And once you do that, like if you're, but you gotta be ready. Like when I'm looking at it, you cannot just go into the recession and say, I have no money, I have a shitty credit score, but I'm willing to cash in. Life doesn't work like that, right? I lived in Las Vegas for years. Where did you live in Las Vegas? San Diego is #1 place people want to move to. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It has like that Mexican influence for Mexican food. It's so good. I've been there a few times. Smart people are making money right now. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. The years has become so difficult for lower income seniors. Where are you located for seniors? Where are you located? I'm really looking forward to daily videos. They're very engaging. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, just drop comments, and this is why I tell people to put your notifications on, because most of the time when I upload them, I'm there on the computer an hour so we can have conversations. After I upload the next video, I'm kind of moved on to give that next video some boost, and hopefully I can get more viewers, more support, and more people take their finances seriously, and hopefully people that don't have that much money, or people that have money, will look at people that don't have money a little bit differently, and vice versa. So I'm trying to kind of bridge that gap. So because it's not your fault that you don't have money. I feel like it is mostly it's like wrongfully taught. It's looked like if people would phrase it in certain different ways, we all be financially free. But people don't phrase it that way. Every time I look to move out of my state, gas prices in other states, and grateful to have low gas prices down here. Yeah, gas prices. But see, gas prices aren't everything. If grocery prices, and just this is my thing, you have to move to where opportunity moves, and then don't let gas prices be an issue, because you might make 4 times that much. Like you're making 60 now, you can make 180 somewhere else because your skills in demand. They look exactly for somebody like you, but you got to be in the right mindset. You got to do the right stuff. What do you think is going to happen with AI bubble pops? Same as with the .com bubble. Evaluations go down, websites are still around, and it's just that if you were in the stock market, if you did that, that's it. But websites are still around. The internet's bigger than ever now. So AI will be eventually bigger. It's just that evaluations are crazy. You're a great reporter, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Instead of watching people on YouTube who have money, we should try making money. Yeah, that's what I say, and that's what I say. But see, it's easier to save $1 than to make one. So you gotta make sure that you're not just gonna hand over your hard-earned money. But I agree with you. Yeah, and that's why I rather tell you, like, hey, just hang at home and not spend it. And so it's funny because I just got rid of my Verizon yesterday. So I was spending $239 on 2 lines at Verizon and $170 on Comcast. And I walked into Comcast yesterday and I said, if you're not going to give me a deal, I'm quitting, and then I'm going to go across the street and I'm going to be shutting down Verizon too. And now I'm paying $150 for 2 lines and the same amount of internet. How crazy. we have it so backwards that we should actually cherish these customers that's been there the longest with the best deals. But that's not how we do it. It's like, oh, come over, and then they forget about you. Wages don't keep going up. Inflation, yep. Elon Musk said jobs will be hobby in the future. Yeah, but he's talking about 30, 40 years. Which bubbles? So many. Yeah, look at how this is keep going. Look at when I look at car loans, I look at credit card debt, I look at literally everything. It's just so crazy. Student loan. Jesus loves you. Thank you. I love him too. I am not in the US, but I've been working for US remotely as a malware researcher. However, everything dried up. There's only two ways to get rich: invest in something innovative or exploit the poor. No, there's other ways. What you can do is you can find ways how to invest into your community and become rich that way. If you solve small problems for your community, there's small money. If you solve big problems, there's big money. Use what you've done here and use it for your place, and you can make it. Pick up all the. How many years have you lived in Las Vegas? I've lived 5 years in Las Vegas. Were you paying a lot for your? You were paying. I know I was paying a lot. Yeah, just left Verizon too. Yeah, because it's like, come on, you're paying me. I'm paying $239 a month, and then they're like, oh, you have free cloud services. I don't need cloud services, and then they gave you some. Oh, we can get you a deal. What kind of deal? Oh, we give you $10 off a line. I was like, that's not gonna do nothing for me. So I left, and I was like, I'm fed up. I've been looking at websites to buy up to break away from the 9 to 5, especially after the day I had at work today. Instead of waiting until finding a mentor and just shopping for them. You don't have to find a mentor. What do you need a mentor for? What do you hope to get from a mentor? My bill has my bill is never my bill was never what they said it would be. I know that's my thing. My bill went up from 180, and then all of a sudden, yeah, Mint Mobile 360 for the year per line. I love it. Very backwards mindset for these companies. Yep. How's Mint? Yep. Marketing is the best. Yeah, it's also the first ones to go. That's less than $1 a day. Mint. Yeah, that's really great. If you have to move to a different country, where would you move to? Las Vegas casinos and CEOs are doing what they should have done. Very short-sighted, only catering to the upper class. So no, it's actually not even the CEOs. So what Las Vegas fell trapped to is that Las Vegas, most of these casinos got bought up by investment companies, Wall Street. And so you had the casino was here, and they owned the real estate that they were operating in. Investment company came in and said, you know what, we're going to split these two up. The name and operations, casino over here, the real estate. We'll sell the real estate, recoup all our money, and then we make the casino pay us huge amounts of rents to our investment company that holds the real estate. What happens is then that the company that they sold the real estate to is also one of them. Then they jacked up the rent, their valuation went up, stock prices went up, shareholders were happy. And that's why they constantly had to do that. It is because of private equity and everything else, yeah? Like a businessman to understand how to operate a business. Las Vegas casinos and CEOs, yeah. So what would you need a mentor how to operate? What I'll be your mentor. I'll be your mentor. Shoot me an email, I'll be your mentor. I'll help you build your business. But you can't waste my time. You cannot waste my time. I'll help you out. But you cannot waste my time. And if I'm gonna have a meeting with you and you're not gonna show up exactly that time, I'm not gonna have another meeting with you. But I would be a mentor. As a doctor, financial, I'm fine. As a doctor, financial, I'm fine. Whoa, congratulations! I appreciate you. I appreciate you as a doctor. It's very hard, and this is very appreciated. My patients are suffering so much with what is going on. I'm seriously considering practicing in Canada. You know what? What's a great? What kind of doctor are you? I understand. What type of businesses do you think would thrive in the economy? I think what's going to be really cool is what is that? That is what there's a psychiatrist. Yeah. Okay. See how you can get into concierge healthcare. See how you can do that. See how you can do that. But humble, you can write me emails. I'll do Loom videos. I'll be your mentor. So there shouldn't be any any hesitations for you. Canada would love to have you, Doc. Yeah, so do we. So we don't want her to get away. It's mostly with SEO. I found a guy who has a business of selling businesses and transactions, selling blogs and different types of content website. See, the problem with that is that why did these people want to get out of it? If it's so lucrative, why did these people want to get out of it? Because they're retiring or something? Yeah, it's crazy. So you're better off doing it yourself. So yeah, because all of a sudden the money's gonna dry up, you don't know how to run it, and then all the money's gone. So why not start your own blog? Start your own blog from scratch. Can you do it? Yeah. But look at how many the success rate of buying and selling it. Healthcare seems to be doing well for years now. Yeah. Like you gotta see, maybe as a psychiatrist you need to relocate. You need to see how um let me see. Where do here we go. Connecticut, New Hampshire, Washington. So Connecticut, um, they'll pay you $340,000 a year as a psychiatrist. So you got to see if this is something you kind of want to get into. And like, if you want to move to New Hampshire or Connecticut, and it's amazing. Washington, top paying state, annual salary of 280,000. You can't do that. And there's job openings. There's literally job openings for that. So why not take it? You know, a psychiatrist. Yeah, they got. Yeah, primary duties, forensic psychology. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Psychiatrists, forensics, everything. Corrections in Cali. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that, but like, um, yeah, corrections in Cali pays. I know, and it's like corrections in Cali is like a real. It's an easy gig, but man, I know somebody that the correction system isn't very nice. It's not very cordial. It's not very fluffy. It's very brutal. And I don't know if that's because that price tag comes with some heavy baggage. And I don't know if that's something you want to do because there's other stuff that you can do that that pay almost as much without having to deal with that. Cost of living must be higher. Yeah, Cali is. It isn't the pay as much as the issued patient suffering. Yeah, it's hard to help someone when programs are being cut. Yeah, yeah, that's huge problems. Yeah, I saw this video of this guy who was offering homes to people on Skid Row, like downtown LA, and it is so hard getting people into these programs. They don't know. Then it's working, and then they're like, "Yeah, sorry, you're out." And so you can't even give them the stuff that you need. Yeah, that's a true tragedy, and that probably does more to you than it does to them. They're kind of used to it. Then they're like, "Oh, I got kicked in the chin again." But for you, it's like your patients. You get a connection. People that say, you shouldn't really get connected to your patients, but you do. And yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna become a psychiatrist. I took pre-med, I took general psychology, and then I was gonna go to MSU to get my to do that, but then I met Ali, and I kind of moved on. Where do you live? America is too broad of a continent. Recession's all part of it. I live right now. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. They used to be treated like crap. Yeah, yeah. They used to. Yeah, that's another whole sad thing, right? A lot of veterans, a lot of people that should have been absorbed by the system that's designed to help them, are just kind of moved around as numbers. And yeah, and out of technicalities, you wouldn't believe how many technicality errors there are, how people don't get like treatment, get their stuff. So it's brutal. Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like when I'm looking at it, have you ever lived in? And I don't think that's to me. Or are you asking if I've ever lived in Cali? I have. I lived in Santa Cruz and I lived in Almaden, San Jose. So I lived in the Bay Area. I heard they make more money for people being homeless than fixing the homeless issue. Homeless. Yeah, yeah, they do. Santa Cruz is beautiful. Yeah, it's like a homeless paradise. It is like crazy. And I used to live South San Jose. What? Yeah, I lived in Almaden. I lived off of, let me see. So I lived right off of Almaden Expressway. So I lived south of Almaden, and yeah, I lived like right in the Almaden Valley. I lived right there. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in San Jose. Actually, grew up high school. No, I went to high school in Switzerland, and I went to high school in Cape Coral, Florida. I lived in Walnut Creek, California. It's the Bay Area. Look at all these Bay Area people. I love it. Look at that. Oh, nice. A lot of Bay Area people. I didn't even realize. It's cool stuff. Yeah. Gosh, San Jose. I loved it and I hated it. That was like my only place that I had like a love-hate relationship to. It's funny. I was like, I love it, but I also hate it. Yeah. Then I moved to Santa Cruz. I moved from, when I met Ali, we rented a room in Almaden. Then we moved to a trailer park in Santa Cruz. Yeah, that's how it went. Then I bought a house. I worked, remodeled. Yeah, it was really nice back in 25 years ago. Yeah, and so that's how it came about. That's why I say people, that's why I tell people you can make it. It's just that you need to sacrifice, work hard, and have a vision. Because I lived in trailer park right on the west side of Santa Cruz, and then I, yeah, I lived there for a few years, saved up money, saved up crazy money, and then I bought a house, bought it from a messy, rats in the walls. Had the house I bought had was with pugs. This woman owned pug dogs, and it was so bad that it was just crazy. And so people just didn't even want to go inside. And so we bought it because the price per square foot was the cheapest in the area. So we bought it. I started remodeling it, and I show that in my video all the time. It's just not pretty. And me and Ali used to work to after work. So we had like 15, 16-hour days so that we didn't have to pay contractors more money to clean up because we didn't have the money. So there's ways you can do it, but it's not pretty. And so this is why I always tell people you gotta do the hard stuff now, and then it's gonna be easier down the road. If you do your hard stuff in your 20s and 30s, you can then coast in your 40s and 50s. But if you push all that off and then all of a sudden in your 30s and 40s, you're not gonna, fall into money, then you gotta really, really like work. Yeah, what is it? I'd love to live in Carmel. I've been to Carmel a few times. Very nice. Very nice, young special needs. Yeah, near Pebble Beach golf course. Yeah, I've been to Pebble Beach. They have like a restaurant. Very nice. UCO's okay. Here we go. UCO salaries are so high compared to yes. U.S. salaries are so high compared to UK. We're all between 30 and 40K on average in compared jobs. So that's like 40K in London. Even your cheaper cost of living cities. Yeah, but we have more taxes coming out, and it's funny because in Switzerland I was making like 5 grand a month out of like $4,000 before taxes, and they just paid that out, and then they said at the end of the year you need to budget and you need to do it, and so yeah, why? Yeah, so you gotta figure something out. You gotta see how you can do it. Like in London, yeah, stuff's expensive. I've been to London. I've been to downtown London. I've been on the London Eye. I did all that. It's expensive. It's expensive, but you can still make it. You can. The beautiful thing is now that there's no such thing as borders. the internet doesn't stop just because you're in the UK. Credit cards work around the globe, so you can just open up your website. You can open up a shop and just sell across the world. Yep, make a plan and act on it. That's what I say. You just figure something out. You come up with an idea. You come up with a service. You teach people on how to move to London, how to do UK, and what you need to do. And all of a sudden, you might have clients, and you're gonna roll with it. The only thing that will save me is winning the lottery. How so? How so, Matt? Tell me more about that. Why would that be the only thing that can save you? Where are you from? What are you doing? Why is the only thing that can save you the lottery? To make it like as a billionaire, yeah, me too. But to get to wealth, I think you can do it. I think you can do it. It's just hard. It's just hard. It's hard for everybody. It's hard for me. It's hard for all kinds of people. Watch out for those. Yeah, watch out. Yeah, make sure you don't fall out of windows. Those numbers are going up too, but I'm not in politics, so I don't need to worry about it too much. I just gotta watch out what I see on YouTube. So yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not too worried. But yeah, like when I talk to people about making wealth, it's making wealth in theory is easy. You spend less than you make. That's the name of the game. But you gotta live it. You gotta live it, and you gotta then do it. And that's the hard part because they're shying. I in the US, that's the biggest thing in the US. Consumerism is so huge, and there's like so many things you can do. Stuff happens, and it's like, ooh, do I want an ice cream over here? Do I want Starbucks? Do I want a cookie? Do I want to get some Panda Express? Do I want Chipotle? And all of a sudden, you're out $20 here, $30 there, and then you look at your credit card statement, it's $100. I have an e-commerce store that sells PDFs that help you learn music theory, but it's hardly made any sales for that site. Is there anybody out there who can help me turn things around? Um, Send it to me. I'll feature you in one of my videos. I say help one of my viewers out, and I will make a non-sponsored post, and hopefully one of you guys finds it good. And let me know what the price bracket is. Maybe I'll buy one. Maybe I'll support you. Trump has proposed changing the U.S. Social Security. Yeah, I heard about that. But you know, when the day's long, Trump posts a lot of stuff, and so yeah, everyone is sort of living on their yeah. Okay, here you go. Psychiatrist, lovely person. This issue is everyone is sort of living their own lives, but it would be better if people came together to help each other. Yeah, that's what I always say. That's why I kind of interact with my audience. That's why I always like comment, interact, because I try to take the stigmatism out. I'm trying to take the, or however you say that. I'm trying to like remove the boundaries, remove the hurdles of having conversations. And so I think that's a great idea. I think people should talk to each other. I think people should share their stories too, that what they've been through, because not everybody's life stories is different. This might work. How do I send it to you? Just send it via email. In my profile, you can go on. There's an email address, and you can send it to you. Is this official news? What's official news? Everything and nothing's news. Here we go. When people are just trying to survive themselves, it's difficult to help others. Yeah, that's why you need to have community. And so, um, I don't know what you're asking about news. What's news? Like, yeah, we're just helping out each other. We're gonna see if I can help somebody in my comment section. The title. I don't know what title I have. That we're in a recession. You gotta read. Oh yeah, you gotta read the news. You gotta read the job creation news. Yeah, read. What was it? I've been all about looking about Almaden Valley where I live. AD. What was it? Yeah, look at the ADP jobs report. Try to say that fast. So you're seeing that there's been no No jobs made for 2 consecutive months. Negative job growth, and once they will revise it downwards, it's gonna happen. The title. I saw some states are. Yeah, some states are. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Non offense. Just asking. No, you're good. You're good. Offend. I'm not. I'm not offended. You have to do more than that. Yeah, I talk to a bunch of crazy people on YouTube all the time. Yeah, I've even people in my videos show me the middle finger in the background. Yeah, but that doesn't bug me. Used to, not anymore. Now I'm just like, man, what a sad life. What a sad life they have. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're a wizard. How am I a wizard? I don't. There's kind of common sense in it, and hope. And I'm trying to like empower people to make the right decision, trying to get them to look at it and better themselves, just like I am trying to better myself. Recession, 100%. Are you? The bigger question is, are you ready, John? Are you ready? You got some money saved up? You ready to expand? Ready to do something? Yeah. Me, I'm a wizard. I don't know how I'm a wizard. I literally have no idea. I'm just making videos and watching my newborn. But yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Watching my newborn while Ellie's out, yeah. So, this recession started last year, at least, alright? I think so, yeah. It should be over in 2027. Yeah, so you're gonna see a lot of stuff has to change before 2026 midterms. Because if stuff's not gonna change, it's gonna be a bloodbath. But see, the problem is that in in a perfect world, you have like if we had a perfect system, if the private sector grows jobs, the government should decrease them and say, hey, go into the private sector. Then recession's coming, jobs go down, the government then should absorb these jobs. Would make sense, right? But in the US there's job growth in the private sector, then there's job growth in the government, and so then they compete with each other. It's crazy. Yep. What's a recession? It's a full-blown depression. What area are you in? I'm 19, so okay, here I'm 19. So I'm finished. I have 10K saved up, but still living at home. With 19K, you're doing. Just keep on track. You say, hey, you're richer than most Americans are. So keep that going and see if you can buy a duplex or something, rent one side out and live in the other one and do it like that. You will see wealth explode. If your parents lose their jobs, when parents lose their jobs, I'm cooked. Why would you be cooked if your parents lose your jobs? The top 20% aren't feeling a recession. Nope. That is true. Young men won't vote for them. I don't know. We will see. We will see. This is my analogy. When it hurts your wallet, you will vote differently. When it affects you, you will vote differently. More homeless in the streets and food's expensive. It sure is. Two steaks, $45. It is. I know. Those prices are just crazy. I know. That is the sad part. And if you eggs with that, it's 60. Couldn't this just be a recession currency used being destroyed by the BRICS gold back? Nah, I don't think. I don't. They're talking about that and everything else. When you look at these BRICS nations, they don't trust each other. How are they? We don't even trust our government. How are they going to trust each other that none of them is going to print money and do something shady? Like it's like, oh, we're going to do one world currency. Who's going to be in charge of that? Yeah, I don't remember being this bad. I know. Yeah, 2008. That's the funny part. When people look in, it's like, yeah, 2008. People just didn't spend money, but still had jobs. Now people don't even have jobs. It does seem like the economy is no longer set for the middle class, but upper middle class. Yeah, I think it's dependent on how you live. because I was making 2 years ago. I wasn't like making daily content. I was just kind of on and off, and I told people, save your money, save some of that. Do what this 19-year-old does. Save $10,000, and then. But people were like, "Let me go buy a Yukon. Let me go buy this. Let me go buy that." All of a sudden, we're not looking so good. I don't even eat steaks. Yeah, I also don't really eat steaks anymore. Ali likes chicken. So that's what we're doing. Look at what recently happened in NYC. Mayor Mondani. Yeah. And I think the only reason why was because of that debate where everybody was like, "So where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?" And everybody said the country with the star on it, and he says, "No, I'm staying in New York." And so that's how he got elected. Was a one question type of deal and done. Good point, but something has to change in Bitcoin. Yeah, both parties suck. You know, people say, "Ah, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat." It's the same coin. Behind closed doors, they're best buddies. Behind closed doors, they're like, "Hey, what are you gonna do with your stock?" So I'm gonna do this. But when the cameras are on, it's like these dogs that you see on TV. They bark behind the fence, but when the fence opens, it's nothing. So yeah, that's how you gotta look at it. It's all a game. It's all a game. Okay, so if it's a two-tier economy, I guess I don't have to work. I'll have to eat though. Yeah, you have to. You have to figure, like, and this is what I try to say. You gotta make sure that, and this is what I try to do in my content without getting too political. I'm just trying to like tell people, make your situation the best it can be. Like, make your situation so that you are fit for if the recession is coming and it's gonna hit your area, you're prepared. And like I've been saying for like 30 minutes or so ago, that save some money, because that's what my grandpa used to tell me. Nobody ever went broke with saving money. Do you become rich with saving money? No. But that allows you to then opportunity to come. So if you're over here and your main competitor has financial trouble, closes down, you can then pounce on that opportunity and take over even a bigger chunk of the city. If you have a tire shop, if you have an oil change service, if you have another electrical business and you take over their people, and you're good to go. You know, Uni party. I moved out of the U.S. Best decisions ever had. Where did you move to? Yeah, I moved to the U.S. and that was the best decision I've ever done. I would have. Yeah, when I lived in Switzerland, I just didn't like it. I couldn't do it. I just was not. Mexico, yeah, it's a nice area. And what I love about Mexico is that they haven't realized pesticides yet. So I've been to Thailand many times. Yeah, I've been to Bangkok, Chiang Mai. Yeah, BlackRock owns corporate America. They sure do. Yeah, yeah, Thailand's great. I love it. Yeah, there's so many great places that I've visited, but yeah, my favorite still, Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, it's literally, I'm proud to be from Vegas. I was actually thinking about I should run for mayor because I love it. I love it. Yeah, Vietnam's very popular. Yeah, I've not been to Vietnam yet. No, but yeah, yeah, Dong Dong Vietnam. Yeah, yeah, Vietnam has some amazing people. Some amazing people. Also, one of the countries that hasn't fully realized yet that you can make processed food like crazy and use all these pesticides. So yeah, great. These places are great. Yeah, when you can go out and you eat and it's not yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. I even thought about if I should run for mayor, like down the road, because it's such a great place. Like, I love it. I just love it. It's yeah, it's the America of America. So yeah, and I was like, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I think. Let me see when the next one is. But I'm too young now. When is the next? Um, I think they're okay. So when is that one? Election years. Hold on, let me see. I think every 4 years, so 2 more years. Yeah, I think in 2028. Yeah, I think she got Shelley Berkeley. I actually met Shelley Berkeley. I met the mayor. Oh, Shelley Berkeley, and I've I've actually met her at a fundraiser. Yeah. Uh, Let me see. In Las Vegas. Yeah. 4 years. Yep. Yep. So. Yep. Yeah. Take over. Young Goodman. Time for finance to start promoting the Libertarian Party. Who's currently? Yeah. Shelley Berkeley. Yep. Sherry Berkeley. And yeah. So I met her. Super nice lady. Remember Tony? Tony's. Yeah. I think he was like huge in Zappos. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, I like it and serve the people of Las Vegas. I would do that. I'd help. I'd help so many small businesses. I'd be like, or even big businesses, just move to Vegas. We'll figure. We'll make some deals. We'll make some deals to get people jobs and get homeless people off the street. Help them out. Get them the stuff they need. Put tons of money in downtown. Oh yeah, like this would be. Yeah, this would be my make it affordable again. And yeah, like this what my campaign would be about. Get people working, get people paychecks. Yeah, that would be my thing. Get businesses to open up, make it so that businesses want to open up, be hard on crime because like if you see my videos, I did manufactured homes. I install them, I buy them, and then I put them up so that people can live in it. And people steal everything. They stole my trailer batteries, my 12-volt battery. They stole. They stole my breaker out of the panel. So it's like I would really I'd have some talks with Las Vegas PD and say, yo, it is time for Las Vegas itself to be hard on crime so that business owners want to invest because it has to stop. You cannot because the problem that I've seen is if you don't prosecute and you don't do anything and you just let it go crazy, then people don't want to invest. And if there's no investments from small business owners, bigger businesses, there's no tax dollars. No tax dollars means that it's going to be hard on people, and then they got to increase taxes for everybody. What? What is that? I got a 9 thing. Okay, here we go. Hope hope you're well. Okay, why would the White House, CNBC? Okay, here we go. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. Hope you're well. Why would the White House and CNBC deny recession? Also, do you feel the pressure by 2020? Thank you. So, gosh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go over just one. Why the White House would never ever say anything because it would literally piss off the party. If you, as the party owner, will come out and say, you know what, I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a recession or we're in a recession. That would literally disturb your voter base. It would literally, it's like it's deny, deny, deny. I feel like most people, even in even in politics, it's even if you've been caught, you deny. Even if I think there was a guy who cheated on his resume, he lied about everything. It's deny, deny, deny. And so that's just what you have to do in order to get the votes again in 2026. Because if you're going to be a lame duck in 2026, you can't do your agenda. And so, do I think depression by 2027? Let me know what area you're from so I can go into that a little bit more. But generally, I don't think that a depression like as you saw in like 1929 where everybody's out of a job, I think that is not going to happen. I think we're going to see people lose their jobs more. I think there's going to be a bigger drain on financial stuff. But like literally like definition of depression where it's like so many people uh, crazy. So in Atlanta, um, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. Um, yeah, it's all about like how you make it. I also believe what kind of skill do you have? Like, do you have what kind of skills do you got? Or you retired or anything else? Because I'm always like invest into stuff that's tangible, like because even in Dave Ramsey, I don't really watch Dave Ramsey too much because he always says, oh, get out a credit card. But one time he was talking about with somebody, I think he had a podcast guest on it, they were talking about that even if the US dollar fails, and he talked about that in, what was it, in Iraq or something, it just changes currency. So from whatever there was before, it just changes over. And if you own an asset, if you own like a house, that value is going to be translated into that different currency. So I think, yeah, I think you should be fine. Is it going to get worse? Could be. Atlanta, big enough metropolitan area that I don't think it's necessarily gonna be too crazy. But crime in Atlanta is all the way up. So yeah, let me see what else he said here. Hold on. Homeless people, yeah, creating death spiral for businesses. Yep. So you said you were in Atlanta. They should have had terms limit for Congress Senate years ago. 100% agree. Term limits should have to go. Watch the movie. Appreciate it. Yeah, private investors, semi-retired. Private investors, semi-retired. I love it. So what are you investing? Politics have gone way too rich. Yeah, and never leave. Yeah, I know that's what they do. Homes, home with 2.5 acre just paid off. Sweet, you're good. You are absolutely good. You don't need to worry about too much. I would just if I was you, private investor, semi-retired, um, you probably know this better than me. I would just put insurance in place. If there is a downturn, have something that in a downturn goes up. That in a downturn just keeps going. But yeah, I would just enjoy life. Yeah, but see, the thing is, if you just enjoy life, you got to do something. Yeah, power, ultra, industrial stocks. Yeah, yeah. That's what I would do. Stocks. See if you can. Yeah, see if you can offer your services somehow. The illegals are not in a recession. No, they're running. People, those guys, they're fearing for their life now. They're gonna get deported. Dividend stocks, yeah, yeah. Like yeah, like I saw another day that BlackRock, and you probably know that more than I do, but BlackRock is literally investing into power companies. In like BlackRock buying up power grids and water because you always need. Here we go in October. I don't know if you missed it, but what I would do is if I'd have some money laying around and I want to hedge against this, I would do what BlackRock did. So BlackRock, I $38 billion acquisition of a utility company. So in the U.S., utilities are constantly on the rise, and if people don't pay, they just turn off the power. So what do? You need power. You need electricity. Not everybody can just be a homesteader and just throw some solar panels up and run a generator, especially not in big cities. So you'll always have business legalized monopolies. Yep, UTC is a great investment. Yeah, so then you're recession proof. If you got some of that, you'd be, even if it hits, business owners still need it, AI still needs it, government still needs to pay power, and even federal buildings still need to pay power. So you'd be fine. You'd be fine. Yeah, headed to 2030. Yep, you'd be fine. You'd be absolutely fine. Are we gonna see a shakeup? Yeah. Are people gonna lose their jobs? But if you're semi-retired with all that stuff, yeah, everyone pays their utilities. Yep, lights and utilities. Yep. Again, yeah. Thank you so much for your question and for doing that. That's the first time somebody ever did that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, everybody pays their utilities. I got to pay utilities, even solar. Even with solar, look at that. There's too many solars. Now they got to increase power. So, yeah, that's how it's going. Yeah. What else you guys got? Yeah. Yeah, everybody pays utilities. So, I've been on actually for about 1 hour now. I appreciate. Thanks for the content, dude. Refreshing to hear. Critical analysis. Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to tell people, oh my gosh, this is all bad and you gotta buy my course. No, I'm not. That's why I don't run channel memberships or sponsorships really. So I just trying to tell you, like, yeah, get your money right, invest in the right stuff, and so then you're good. Okay, here you go. A few more questions. I worked in maintenance job. I think trades are the way to go. Yeah, I agreed. I used to hate it. I used to do HVAC installs, and I did frequency transformers with electric motors, and I hated it. But now I'm back into trades, and it's like it's better than just sitting at the house. So, or being in an office. So I kind of like it now. So it's just I didn't like it in Switzerland. Do like it here. So yeah, maintenance, blue collar. I like it. If you can make 5% or more with a monthly dividend, 5% or more with a monthly dividend, that's a question you should ask C Carp Alpha. He's probably way better at investing in the stock market than I am. Because I get emotionally, so Ali does the stock market investments because I get emotional, and then I buy and sell, and I just like, oh my gosh. So I'm rather real estate where I buy and hold, and I just keep on doing that. And my interest rates going lower. Yeah, I know. Yeah, because they're already talking about replacing Gerald Powell or whatever his name is. They're already talking, and they're saying that they're gonna have somebody come in that's gonna heavily lower the interest rates. So once that's gonna happen, what that's gonna do is gonna drive up inflation. And so if you're gonna lower interest rates like crazy, then it's gonna make money, easily circulating, and quantitative easing just stopped. I think I read that. Did I read that? Let me see if the Fed stop quantitative tightening or whatever they call it. Yes, the Fed officially ended their quantitative tightening on December 5th. They ended to process the shrinking Fed balance sheet by lowering assets to mature without. Okay, so yeah, the Fed is no longer shrinking its balance sheet. And so, yeah, that might be some opportunity, especially for Z Corp Alpha, that they're gonna start buying stuff again. So asset prices are gonna go up higher. Look at 1%. What would that, if they go back to 1%? What would that have? I don't think they're gonna go back to 1%. If it would go back to 1% in no time, it would be like cranking it. I think if that would happen, people would just heavily invested into AI, but that'd be crazy. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna mature probably at about 2-3%. No incentives for anyone to save money in the bank. Yeah. That's what they're probably trying to do. And then it's like, okay, now what do we do? Look at the price of gold in the last 9 months. I believe it was that's 4,000. Yeah, because people have fear, right? People are like, ooh, that's not good, and so. Yeah, that's why I'm always like cautious, right? That's why I'm like, you gotta figure out what you want to do. And once the Fed starts buying again and you got stuff to sell, the federal government is buying, you can, what's worth this much, now we're gonna sell it to them this much. Gold is a hedge against the US dollars. Gold hedges against anything, like it's just people buy it and what they do, gold, even silver. Let's look at silver price. The silver price is at $57. It's at $57. It's like if you invested it in the last 6 months, it went up 65%. So it's like, man, come on, it's been up. If you'd invested a year to date to this time that I'm filming this, you could have doubled your money. It literally went up 92.24%. So if you would have dropped in some money, you would have done it. And if it's just from a year ago, it's 80. So let's look at the gold price. Yeah, gold price. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year. It's 1 year to date is it's up 58%. Did I lose some weight? No, I wish. Do I look like it? I appreciate that. I can take that as a compliment. Silver star $50. Yeah. Did I lose weight? Yeah, look at me. Look at that. I have a puffy jacket on. So yeah. I have the American thing, you like eating, and so you overeat. And especially during Thanksgiving. I'm a Swiss guy. Didn't get a lot of food growing up, Swiss people. So yeah, how many children do you have? I just have one. Just one. Yeah, 33. Just have one. So I'm gonna take another few questions, then I gotta get going. Since it's been about an hour and 10 minutes, I'll do these live more often. When I'm just hanging out at the house, I'll do these live more often so people can ask me questions. I love it. So yeah, if you don't have any more questions, I'll wait another minute. Children can be expensive. They sure are expensive. That's why you need to make money, save it up, and you'll be fine. But yeah, let me know what you guys got, and yeah. If not, college alone. Yeah, I'm not too worried about college. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing in 20 years. Do not sell metals until after currency is stable coin. What? I don't know what that means. Do not sell metals until after. If we remove all tariffs, can we return to the 2010 economy? No, that'd be nice, right? Coin? After in currency and stable coin until after currency. What do you mean? You want to invest in a stable coin? You want to sell metal? You want to invest in a stable coin? You mean like Luna? Terra Luna? That thing that crashed? Yeah, stable coins. Not so stable. It just a stable coin can go out of whack real quick. It's just somebody with a lot of money needs to do something, and yeah. I'm remaining liquid in cash. Smart. Smart, yeah. And that's how you expand. If your competitor goes out of business, make them an offer. New digital currency. They might. I'm retired and older, so I can't afford to lose a lot of money. Smart. Nobody should be able to lose a lot and afford to lose a lot of money. Yeah. This is what I always tell people. Never ever invest in something that you don't know anything about. This is the easiest way how to lose it all. Fed now? Yeah. So, well, let me cap it. Ooh, for all these people that watch and had questions, I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. These people that donated and even gave me money, I appreciate you guys. You are so kind. And I do have the best viewers. And yeah, if you want to send me an email or send me articles, then put it in my bio. There's a little thing. Send me an email. I have 100K liquid. You should send me some of that. I'm just kidding. Keep it tight and make sure that you are, nobody can touch it, and that you're getting a few percent interest every year, and hold on to that. And I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.